Right, Jesus. Oh, this chair is so wet. This is such a bad idea. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I have a very wet bum. Now, I do apologise, it's been quite a while since the last video. I've got a lav mic though now, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Sorry for the inconsistency of the videos. I know I haven't posted one since like January, I think. But today we've got a very special, little special episode for you. So this is a little collaboration video that I'm doing with big man Julian Media. And essentially, so he hit me up asking for a new logo. And after chatting for a bit, we thought that it might be quite a cool idea to document the process and what I do during the logo and what it's like for him. So he's got a video up on his channel documenting the process of being one of my clients, as lucky as he is. But yeah, so this video is just gonna kind of go in detail the process of that and how I got about things and yeah, all that good stuff. So normally, depending on the client type, I can either get an email or say a call or a message on Instagram or something, just asking straight up, just kind of like a cold email asking if I can do a logo, how much it is, that kind of thing. And normally that will jump into a call to discuss more and if it's a right fit. But with Julian's case, he hit me up on Instagram a few months back after he'd seen me on Zimri's channel. And he was essentially asking if I could help him out with a rebrand that he was doing for his music side of things. So after this process, we properly jumped into a call. I jotted down some stuff, just simply asked him some stuff about music brand and really just all of that stuff. So Julian has two brands essentially, one in the music side of things and then his YouTube channel one. And from the get-go, he did express that the project wouldn't really be touching on changing or modifying the brand that he's already got set up identity-wise for his YouTube channel.
I've kind of gone like several years without an actual like solidified logo mark on my Julian music stuff, like for like, you know, like the mousetrap and the stage performance stuff. I don't really have a logo per se for that, and that's what I really want to iron out.
So currently Julian's logo for his YouTube channel heavily rotates around a pictogram of like a running man, which he said that he wants to bring people together through his YouTube essentially. But this idea wasn't necessarily something that was so relevant with his music side of things.
But it's become so synonymous with my being that I use it in music videos and stuff. So I would like to incorporate some sort of pictogram element. It doesn't necessarily have to be the focus of the image. It could be like something as simple as like a negative space or something. But yeah, I would like to incorporate it somehow.
So we then kind of just discussed what he'd want outcome-wise for the rebrand, just to kind of like get a bit of a better understanding of the project.
It's really just defining something solid that I can put on everything I work on, like album covers or if I play a show, something to put on the LED wall or what have you. I don't really have anything now. And it's like a promoter asks me send logos over. I'm like, just take the railway font and write Julian Gray.
Yeah.
That's essentially where I'm at right now. So I'm trying to work on something that's more identifiable.
So the vibe of Julian's vision overall is actually a really nice and solid, proper idea and concept, which is so much easier for me to actually come up with ideas and designs, because it really means I can just sink my teeth into one specific concept.
It's dark, but it's silly. Most of my stuff, there's like an element of whimsicalness, I guess.
Yeah.
And my like overarching, you know, cover art designs and stuff are very simple, which is I think would lend itself well to your design prowess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I really do think it's a great thing when a client already has an artistic direction, because they're going to obviously get something that they want. It's going to be a much easier process for you, the designer, but then also the client's going to have so much of an easier time because they're not going to have to go through loads of revisions and loads of complications, and the project will get done faster, and it's just overall everyone's having a better time. So another thing to keep in mind with this whole process was the fact that the two brands weren't necessarily going to be interlinked as such, but there still should be a sort of shared idea there to say that they're the same kind of concept.
I wanted to pay homage to it. It doesn't necessarily have to be married to the idea, like, because I'm so well known from that already. That's like my main deal, but it doesn't have to be like the end all be all of the brand.
Then the final point to it was essentially just figuring out what kind of logo Julian wanted, whether that be a word mark, symbol, logo, just going into stuff that he'd need it for, like merch, things to play on the back of shows on big screens or whatever, just that kind of stuff really.
I mean, I would like to have a logo that has word mark as well. Like
okay, yeah.
If you were to separate the the logo mark and the word mark, it wouldn't be like weird. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like that either. Like it could be like a dead mouse kind of thing where it's a similar, it can be used in the word mark, but it doesn't have to be. You know how there's the mouse head logo with where he's kind of off to the side, but it's not like integral to the integrity of the word mark.
Yeah.
So after the idea was fully fleshed out, I then sent Julian a 50% invoice of the payment, and as soon as that was done, I started to really get into the design process of it all. Now, I'm sure from the other videos that I've done with my 1 hour design processes, it's a similar way of working, but obviously it's a bit more in detail because I'm not just working on the logo for 1 hour. So then I really got to work. I sketched out every single idea that I could think of, just anything that came to mind, just made sure it was all out on paper, all the good ideas, all the bad ideas, absolutely everything I can think of. After that, I went into Illustrator. I started to refine all of them down. I had quite a few good concepts, so that was quite nice to be able to look at and see what would work or not. So a lot of the ideas, well, normally they are, but a lot of the ideas here, I was still focused on the angular geometric designs of everything. I think the style of Julian's music, I really wanted to reflect in the logo, and it was the very kind of, minimal words like circuit boards and stuff kind of came to mind with this kind of music. So I really kind of like focused and went down that path so it kind of radiated out of the design. And then after I'd done that, I whittled them down to 3 main concepts and presented them a bit nicely, which then I sent over to Julian. So here are the 3 concepts I ended up with. All of them sort of have a similar tone of that angular geometric feel, but it's just kind of taken from like a different angle. So concept 1 heavily revolves around the symbol being made out of the letter J for the word mark. It's a nice symbol that has a lot of room to be pumped full of identity and brand, something, you know, simple but recognizable. Concept 2 all revolves around taking inspiration from the pictogram idea that myself and Julian had discussed in our call. It's a slightly different take. Now this one I thought worked really well with the word mark that I'd done for it. It was a simple word mark, but I thought the pairing of the both was really quite strong. Now for concept 3, I just wanted to go full abstract essentially. Really I was just focusing kind of just what Julian's music kind of made me feel when I first heard it, and then just tried to channel that into just a shape that resembled that. That sounds really poncy, I know, but but this one I thought the symbol could be incredibly strong on its own, but then also really nicely paired with the word mark, kind of similar to the second concept that I'd done. So after I finished all those concepts, me and Julian hopped in another call, and this was kind of what he had to say and what we discussed afterwards.
So while editing this, I realised I don't actually in fact have the footage of the call where we discussed the concepts, but in short, Julian was really liking the second concept with the running man. Essentially, he thought it definitely had that homage paying feel to the call back to his YouTube channel, and we just then talked about some more possible tweaks here and there with some spacing, some different configurations, and all that good stuff. Anyway, back to deck chair Andy.
So going ahead with concept 2, I just played around with it a bit, and I tried out actually using some negative space and putting the running man in like a little circle. I messed around a bit with the proportions with the actual guy, but overall the idea was still there. After this, I decided to show it off a bit more by using it on mock-ups, doing it like shirts, and I think I did like little business cards. I just did a whole range of stuff essentially on where it could be used.
As far as the guy goes, they're all quite good. I do like the alignment of the angles more than not. As far as like the symbol goes and the text, I think that's solid with the positive symbol. The circular one looks better when it's thin, and I think having both is actually good for different purposes. Because I think the circular one is the money shot, if you will. It's the main one, but the other one can be used for other stuff. Like if I need to put on a flyer or something that needs to scale smaller, I don't know that the circle would scale as well. I think the mark is done. I think it's just a matter of making a version in positive and negative. Shouldn't be too difficult.
So with these last thoughts on the call, essentially then I just made a few modifications to stuff, just final little tweaks, and then it was pretty much finished. So then Julian paid the final 50% of the payment, and then I sent him over all of the assets, which included multiple mock-ups of the logo in different styles, just the word mark, the symbol, some variations of the pairings, both in PNG and vector.ai files, along with the font that I'd used as well. So yeah, that was pretty much it. That's roughly along the same lines as how designs go with most of my clients I have in. This was a really fun one because me and Julian got on so well during the whole process. I believe he's got a video going up on his channel as well, which I'll link in the description, as I said in the beginning. But like, yeah, if you want to go and check that out, check out his channel. If any of you guys are into music stuff, he does a lot of music production related videos. They're really, just cool stuff, really good stuff. So yeah, feel free to go over there, hit that little subscribe button. If you want to hit the little subscribe button, if you're new here, if you want to hit the little subscribe button, be my guest. I'm really sorry that I haven't been making videos. I'm gonna be trying and being better now. I was also gonna film, I was gonna be stupid, I was gonna film this on a beach in Cornwall as well, but it was raining there, and so I thought, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to wait till I'm home now and then film everything. But then it was still raining, so now you've ended up with me in my garden on a deck chair in a coat in about 5-degree weather. So I hope that was enjoyable. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video. Let me, like, if you want to see kind of more of this style, I guess, do let me know. I'm going to try and start banging out some redesign videos, some logo and 1 hour videos. I'm going to do some little think pieces as well, I reckon. I won't say I'm going to do a video every week, because I know as soon as I say that, I'm not going to go through with that, but I'm going to try and definitely make some videos more regularly. So yeah, do stay tuned and hit that subscribe button. But yes, I shall catch you in the near future. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.